We're back, which is a very interesting movie from my childhood, but also I'm back, a couple day hiatus. Okay, here's what's going on. First of all over the place, just been exhausted. The cat wakes me up very early. Still, he's 9 months old and he's still like the freaking vibrating ball of energy. You ever have one of those like boom ball things? I don't know. I got one from my brother when he was little. It like vibrates and bounces around. That's basically my cat, Bowser. He's, really trying to run his castle. But I also got a new job, which is very cool, very exciting. I'll tell you all about that probably someday soon. But it's been a bit, just balancing the schedules, making sure the flows work together of doing YouTube and doing this has been, it's taken some time, but we're here, we're good, and thankfully we're back today because there's a ton of great Nintendo Switch news. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Let me know your favorite of today's topics in the comments down below and what you think about it, because all of this stuff is very good if you own a Switch, and you probably do, so it's very good for you. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. We kick it off right away with a legendary man, a man that I was worried was going to wash away. The sinking ship of Ubisoft might have just taken him out to sea, but Davide Soliani is back. Look at this delicious meal. Very demure. It probably cost a ton of money and took a ton of time to make. Pause. Spoiler, it did not. Because today's video is brought to you by HelloFresh, the fantastic fun box that arrives at your doorstep with pre-portioned ingredients and easy instructions to make you a chef connoisseur of your dreams without any training whatsoever. It is so easy to make restaurant quality, amazing looking, even better tasting meals that will impress and surprise all those that are lucky enough to eat with you. I'm cooking up my favorite honey glazed chicken right here and so many others. They've got 50 plus choices, different dinners to fit your lifestyle, whether that's quick and easy, vegetarian, maybe a pizza. So make sure to click the link in the description or use my code and get 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life, one breakfast item per box while subscription is active if you're in the US. Outside the US, the local discount will apply, and the breakfast is a game changer, especially if you go to work, you got kids, you need something quick and delicious. It makes it easy for you to have quality, awesome meals ready to go. Here I am getting my chicken all dipped and covered, ready to make some coconut crusted Thai chili chicken. Like, these meals will blow you away. So make sure to click the link or use my code. You can even scan the QR code on your screen. Every time you do, it helps support the channel. I freaking love how nice and easy HelloFresh makes it. Quick, convenient, and most important, delicious. But Davide Soliani is back, forming his own studio and working on a new IP with the lead designer of Red Dead Redemption. That sounds pretty sick. No matter what you want to say about the Rabbids, yes, they're minions with ears, but those games are amazing. Mario plus Rabbids is a fantastic series, and Sparks of Hope, the sequel, is so darn good, and it sucks that it did not sell as well as it should have. That game is always on sale, one of the best, most recommendable pickups you can ever purchase on Switch. But Davide, the man behind the Rabbid Mask, he is an awesome dude. He cares so much about the games. He loved working with Mario, and now he's going to have a chance to create his own thing at Day 4 Night. Now, obviously, this is going to be a ways off, considering they are making a brand new game and a brand new IP. I wouldn't expect to see this till like 2028, 2029, although it's not given what scope this game is. Is it more of like an eShop game for their first game? Is it more of a AAA game? I really think, based on what I've seen, that starting off with something smaller might be a great way to bust in, get some experience, build up, that path and foundation, get your name out there, and then boom, go for the big guns. But we'll see, because whatever Davide does, I'm in on. I think he's a fantastic designer. I think he's got great chops, and I think those Mario plus Rabbids games were better than they had any right to be. And given all the trouble at Ubisoft, the fact that they came out so well, I am impressed. So we'll keep the tabs on Day for Night and see what Davide is doing. Someone we also always keep tabs on is Brazil. Now, Brazil is a notorious leaker this year for Nintendo Switch. Not with a ton of leaks, but with a ton of very good leaks. He's the one who initially leaked that the Switch 2 was delayed out of 2024 into 2025. He's talked a lot about different directs, the presentations being shifted from September to October. And now people are asking, like, where's the Switch 2? We're at that point where September came and went. Nothing happened with the Switch 2. Nintendo's weird behavior is apparently for no reason, and people want to know what's going on. Luckily, Brazil came through with a little bit of clutch reassurance, telling people that, hey, we are going to get it announced this year. He said, I still think it's being announced this year, yes, and basically said, like, hey, it's the 3rd of October. what are you doing? Chill out. Like, we've got still plenty of months, and if anything, these are the biggest months to reveal a Switch 2 because we're going into the fourth quarter of the year, we're going into the big holiday season, and maybe most importantly, we're going into the exact time frame where Nintendo announced the Switch 1. So we don't have to belabor the point on the Switch 2, but it's good that Brazil thinks the Switch 2 is still going to be announced this year, as he's kind of like been holding down the fort for Switch 2 stuff. There is a cat asking to get in. Bowser! Hello, sir. You're allowed in. Sorry, I didn't mean to close the door on you. I forgot. Sometimes I forget. I'm like, close the door. I'm like, dude. Oh, yes. He's got the highest pitched voice I've ever heard from a creature. But I'm hoping that there's a lot of creatures on Switch 2 for us to see soon. Some awesome Mario-type creatures and more. Maybe even Bowser. And maybe some games from Devolver Digital. Devolver Digital talked about how they're very excited for the Switch 2. They love the Switch, obviously, because they've been making so many games for it. And they said, quote, "We're excited about whatever Nintendo wants to do next, and we have to wait, like everybody, to see what that is. But yeah, we're excited. I'm pretty sure you'll see some of our games, maybe even this one," and they were referring to Neva, their upcoming title releasing on October 15th, actually. That game's coming out in like a freaking 10 days. We'd like to imagine it'll have a place on that platform, but we'll have to see. So that's interesting because you could take that to mean A, backwards compatibility. You could take that to mean B, this thing is coming out very soon. If Neva's out in 10 days and they're saying this game could be on that platform, we imagine it'll have a place on that platform. That's pretty sweet. Or you could just think that Devolver is basically just indicating their support for Switch 2 because they love Switch 1 and they've made so much on Switch 1 and probably made so much money on Switch 1. Of course, they're going to make a lot of money on Switch 2. Sweet boy, I'm recording a video. He's now my co-host. He wants to be in on the action. He wants to get famous. He wants to be a famous kitty. Sweet boy. All right. Now he's finally laying down. Now he's trying to drink my tea. Now he's going up to the microphone. Now he's rubbing his teeth on some metal. Now he's smelling my tea again. Okay. Anyhow, this is pretty good. I mean, obviously I figured Devolver Digital would be on the Switch 2. I mean, duh, they've been a humongous proponent of Switch 1 since the beginning and make some of my favorite games. They've published some of the most amazing indies we've seen this generation. It'll be great to have them on Switch 2, and their tease about like Neva being on Switch 2, I don't know. It does make you wonder, like, is this close, and how much does Devolver actually know? They say we have to wait, like everybody, to see what that is, but do they really? Do they really have to wait, or do they know exactly what it is, and they just can't say it yet? Speaking of yet, you can't yet play FZero Climax, but you can play it very soon. Both FZero Climax and FZero GP Legend were announced for the Game Boy Advance NSO expansion pack service while I took my little hiatus. Two good racing titles for the GBA to continue to expand that library, and interestingly enough, putting more and more effort into making FZero a thing. FZero 99 has been fantastic. I think they just got a new update this week, if I'm not mistaken, like even more new content. Nintendo has kept that game going almost like a live service type title with additional updates throughout the year. And now these two Game Boy Advance games, like, it makes you think, is Nintendo moving towards a new F-Zero? At this point though, like, do you want to put F-Zero out on this system, or do you want to put F-Zero out on the next system? Part of me thinks, yeah, wait for the next system, that would be more exciting. But at the same time, if F-Zero is something that might struggle to sell versus Mario Kart, versus Mario, versus maybe Splatoon 4, then maybe you do get it out on the current Switch and allow it to kind of thrive there for a second, and then eventually you can make a new one. Like, probably the best case scenario is that they take the GameCube F-Zero and they remaster that for Nintendo Switch, and then Switch 2 gets its original F-Zero years down the line. But regardless, very cool that F-Zero is still coming through in 2024 and bringing us some new games. I believe that one of these is actually, yeah, Climax is a Japanese exclusive, so that's always cool when we get something that wasn't previously released over here in this region. F-Zero Climax, GP Legend, both dropping, like I said, next Friday. Now, Mario Party Jamboree has had some early previews come out, and basically everybody says that they actually listened to feedback and they made the game so much better based on what the fans and the players wanted. Honestly, kind of revolutionary for Nintendo. A lot of times they just do their own thing and make the game they think they need to make and think they should make, and oftentimes it comes out really great, don't get me wrong. But with Mario Party in particular, listening to the audience and the fan base to try and make this the best Mario Party, the biggest Mario Party, a Mario Party with achievements, a Mario Party with an unlockable pro mode, a Mario Party with a bunch of cool online fiestas for us to tangle together when we're not with the people that we want to play our 4-player big board battles against. This sounds beautiful to me. I'm very excited for that game, and it's quickly approaching. Even though Zelda Echoes of Wisdom just dropped on September 26th, it's almost October 17th. Like, we're right before Mario Party Jamboree, and these 3 Nintendo holiday releases are going to come out very quickly, one after the other. We got Brothership dropping the first-ish week of November, Mario Party Jamboree in about 13 days, under 2 weeks. It's just going to be boom, bang, bam, and then we're done with Nintendo's holiday releases, which on one hand is sad, but at the other side of the coin, it's great to get them all so we can enjoy them for as long as possible. And because they're all coming kind of one after another, it does leave space if Nintendo wants to, A, drop something stealth on the eShop, or B, announce a Switch 2. Like, there's plenty of space for them to do whatever they want to do. They could have a big presentation, they could do some sort of like House of Indies thing like they did for some previous holidays, or they could do nothing. That's, obviously an option, but I do think, as Brazil pointed out, we still will probably get that Switch 2 reveal later this year. It could even come as soon as next week. The second week of October is something that people have been looking at a lot lately, and it's one that feels ripe for Nintendo before we get to Mario Party Jamboree. Plenty of space away from Zelda. Oh, and by the way, with Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, I plan to beat that game and review it much quicker than I have. I apologize for that. I really thought I'd have like a review done. First of all, I've been very busy, as I explained earlier, but second of all, I've kind of been trying to enjoy the game and not just like marathon through it. I find it to be super charming, and it's like a great game to play for an hour and then put down. So I'm not going to ruin the experience for myself just to rush up a video. Obviously, there's already reviews out there. People get the game early. I don't get the Nintendo games early. So I'll probably make a Zelda thing talking about it. The game is great. I'm still really enjoying it, but I've just been enjoying it and trying to play it when I have time. I'll bring you guys more content soon. I do apologize for that. Let me know what you think of today's topics, though. Are you pumped for these new F-Zero GBA games? Are you excited for Davide's new studio and new IP? And are you glad that this Switch 2 is probably still going to get revealed later this year after all the hubbub, all of the hullabaloo, all of the hope and hype, and even hypocrisy? We still should get this Switch 2. So fingers crossed, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. In the meantime, big shout out to my sidekick Bowser for partaking in the video in more ways than one. He'll probably be back in the next video because he loves to lay right here below your screen, right here. He's sleeping right now, right here. Usually a good boy and quiet on the set, but today and lately, just a lot to say. In the meantime, though, thanks so much for watching. Say what you got to say in the comments down below. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, SwitchForce out.